they've been making movies here at Silver Springs for a long time. Now how we're going to spot spring, just above that rock's a crack, and that's where the water's coming out. Can you guys see that yet? It's right there, that flat rock. That, believe it or not, is 26 feet deep. Doesn't look that deep, does it? Fishes down there, those are called bluegill. We like to call them lucky bluegill because all the fish down this river are protected. There's no fishing along here whatsoever. Now we have bass, we have catfish, we have gar, we have postomus, we have mullet, just to name a few. And we even have tilapia in these waters. Now tilapia is the one fish that didn't get an invitation to the party. Another is called that because Creature from the Black Lagoon was filmed here back in the mid-1950s. What they did was the guy who played the Creature, when he put the Creature suit on, he went down into this crevasse that's about 33 feet deep, and he waited for his cue from the boat, and then out he came as the Creature from the Black Lagoon. Has anybody ever seen that movie, actually? You have? Anybody else? I'm getting less and less people that have actually seen it, but that's okay. yeah, every now and then I get somebody. But, you know, when you compare it to today's movie, I guess it's pretty hokey, but it's one of the first horror movies ever made, and it was a classic. It was all done right here. This next spring, guys, coming up is the deepest spring you're going to see today. This spring goes down at 81 feet straight down. This is what we call a vertical vent. Not a big hole, is it? Yeah. Now, when they went down that hole, they did carry with them a line that was weighted. It was about a quarter mile long. They wanted to see just how far this goes. So they dangled the line where they couldn't get, and it never hit us. So they don't know. We're not sure how deep this actually is. But officially, we're calling it 81 feet because that's how far they got. Now this spring down here is called the Florida Snowstorm. It is called that because of that matter you see coming out of the spring. All that stuff is pieces of limestone. And those little pieces of limestone, when they come out of there like that, it gives the illusion of snow. It's the closest thing you're going to see of snow in Florida. Look at the rocks down. Something here that I can show you here, guys. Now, look underneath the boat and you'll see a long piece of wood that's starting to come into view. You see that yet? That long piece of wood, the University of Florida got very interested in a few years back, and they wanted to take it back to their facilities and test it. Well, they did, and it turns out that that is a cypress dugout canoe. Now, here's the unique part of it. They carbon dated it. This one is 500 to 600 years old. Now that makes it the oldest ever found, still to this day. Well, you can imagine what the University of Florida wanted to do. They wanted to put it in a museum. They wanted to keep it. They were elated when they found all this info out. And when they started telling everybody their intentions, the state of Florida said, no, you're not. You're going to put that right back where you found it. So they did. That's within an inch of where they found it. Wow, it's a 100-year-old canoe, man. You can see how you're seeing jumping up, by the way, those are mullet, just so you know. Now, why do we get this pretty blue look in the water? Is because all the water coming out of these springs is 99.8% pure water. In other words, it's pretty darn cool. When the I Spy film was being filmed, there were 7 of these statues down there. And when they were finished filming, the producer said, "All right, let's start taking up our statues and let's get ready to go home." Well, when they started taking the statues up, the local people had a fit. They said, "Don't take those up. That's cool stuff. People want to see them. Go ahead, leave them if you would." And they'd already taken up 4 of them. But they said, we'll stop what we're doing, you guys will leave the last 3. And I'm glad they left them because I get more questions about those silly statues than anything. You'd be surprised. They've been down there since 1967. If everybody get a chance to see them, well, we'll go over one more time.
Sort of exploration archaeologically or anything? Is there still people coming or universities and stuff checking, or is it?
Well, the Geological Service does, that's where we get most of our data from, as far as how much is coming out of a spring, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
We're getting that data from the Geological Service.
Yeah. I was just thinking in terms of like the canoe or anything like that,
Yeah, now the canoe was done by the University of Florida. We got our info from there. Well, guys, that's going to conclude our tour for this afternoon. Is it this afternoon? Yeah, it is. And I want to thank everybody for coming out. I hope you had a little fun. Now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this boat and I'm going to put it right back where we found it. I'm going to try to do it nice and gentle.